So you're trying to improve your Etsy shop. You've researched and planned and you're ready to change your SEO, but you're wondering how long does it take for SEO to work on Etsy? Confusingly, when you ask this, you get 3 answers. Some people will say it's almost immediately, others will say it takes a couple of days, and still more will say it takes between 30 and 60 days. So who's right? And which camp are you in? Let me know in the comments, how long do you think it takes for SEO changes to work? Go on, type it in the comments. Oh, that's interesting. I can tell you, you are right. How do I know? Am I some kind of psychic genius? No, I can tell you because all 3 answers are kind of right. Let me go into this. When you make changes to your Etsy SEO, it takes around 15 minutes for those changes to show up. This is very easy to test. On an existing listing, one that's not performing well, don't play around with listings that are doing well, even for a fun test. Replace one of your tags with a made-up keyword that no one else is searching for. You can see when I search Pam Test Test, there are no listings for it. I change that one tag, immediately there's no change, there's still no listings for it. Let's wait 15 minutes. And there, actually exactly 15 minutes later, there it is, my one listing with that one crazy tag. So it's simple, you make a change to your Etsy listing and almost immediately it shows up in search. And plenty of us can tell you that on Etsy we've made a change to a listing or created a new listing and almost immediately it's sold, so they're definitely showing up very quickly. But let's have a look at case 2. When you change your Etsy SEO, it takes 1 to 2 days to see an impact for that change. Many people have reported to me when they create a new listing, they don't see it ranking in search. It seems when they dig deeper that it goes to around page 17 in search, not up to page 1 or 2 where it will get spotted by people. And Etsy have told us that the majority of people buying from search buy from the first page of search. So if we're on page 17, we're unlikely to make any sales. And then the people watching their listings over a day or 2 see their items start to move up from page 17 and it's onto page 1 or 2. What is happening here? The thing that actually cleared this up for me was Etsy's Coders blog. This tells us that the personalization algorithm is only applied for the top few listings in search. Personalizations are not applied to every single listing that match and rank in Etsy search. And the amount of listings they say that are included in the personalization algorithm is roughly the amount of listings it would take to get to page 17 in search. So it seems a brand new listing on Etsy matches almost immediately for search. The algorithm notices it, but it potentially takes a couple of days to get picked up by the personalization algorithm, a totally separate algorithm. I've actually done an in-depth deep dive into this, and I'll link that video at the end if you want to check out more information here. I know it's a confusing one. Okay, so it's 15 minutes for an updated listing and 1 to 2 days for a brand new listing. What are people talking about this 30 to 60 days? When you make changes to your Etsy listing, it takes 30 to 60 days for that SEO to show up. Well, in those first 2 cases, we're talking about very basic examples. The algorithm did not know anything about your listings other than those keywords that you gave it. But Etsy does tell us that other factors impact where you rank in search. Etsy tells us these other factors include how well your item performs in search, how it converts compared to the other listings that are shown for that keyword. If you keep an eye on where your listing ranks, you'll notice over time quite often your listing will rank a little higher, and then over several weeks or months it starts to drop off and then finds a new level and stays there. Or occasionally it finds a higher level and stays there. What gives? Well, Etsy tell us that they give a new or renewed listing a boost in search. This is so it gets a chance to show it to shoppers and get some understanding of how the listing performs. And once that boost wears off, the listing starts to drop in search. Unless, of course, the listing does outstanding. If your listing, while it gets that boost, performs better than the other listings that Etsy used to show in search, then your listing will start to rank higher. And the length of time it takes for your listing to drop or increase depends on how popular that keyword is. The more people that are searching, then the more options Etsy has to show your listing to those people, and the quicker it can gather data on your listing. So for a more popular keyword with lots more people searching, Etsy understands faster where your listing should be placed. So how can we use all of this information? Well, in my opinion, we know in general, unless you have an amazing listing, the first few days are when it's going to rank the highest in search. So if you know a certain keyword is seasonal, then perhaps you could create a few listings and rank them over a few days at the time when the buyers are just starting to search. This way you'll be ranking highest when there's people there, and if they see your item and buy it, then you could end up ranking higher and higher and be in the best place by the time the peak buyers are searching. The eRanks Trend Buzz tool can show you when keywords are taking off, so keep an eye on that regularly. So getting in there before your competitors means you have some authority, and Etsy knows what your item's about before your competitors' items even show up. And hopefully if your item is awesome, it can stay ranking throughout the whole of the season.